So The Dead Don't Die. That's a movie that exists now. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Steph, and I just got back from seeing The Dead Don't Die, starring Bill Murray, Adam Driver, all these really big names that we know from like popular movies right now or popular movies from the years past, and man, I gotta tell you, I was really excited for this movie. I love me some Bill Murray. I love that Adam Driver looked like he had some really funny bits in this. And I was very excited, but then we get to the actual viewing of the movie, and what? This movie was a big disappointment, and I'm really bummed because, you know, there weren't too many like previews on TV that I saw, or like just kind of on anywhere in general that I saw for this movie. Really, all I saw when I went to other movies, I would see previews for it there, and it looked really good. It was cut like it was going to be a good comedy zombie movie, and who doesn't love those? It's about time we got some more comedy zombie movies, so I was hyped. And then, when we get to the theater to sit down and watch it, it's just not good, and it's not funny, and it was not what the trailers made it out to be. I mean, yeah, they're zombies, but the comedy aspect of it, it wasn't there. It was deader than the zombies, man. Let's just talk a bit about this movie without really delving into spoilers, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but I also don't think people should waste their time on this movie, so it's mixed territory there, but I'm not going to go into super in-depth spoilers. First of all, there were a lot of really weird, lingering shots on things. Shots that could have been cut short. Shots that didn't need to exist. Shots that could have been just, they didn't need to be there, like lingering on Selena Gomez's face, lingering on people getting out of their cars and slowly walking over so we could start a scene. And these awkward pauses in dialogue along with those lingering shots where we just have no one talking. They're just kind of standing there awkwardly, like they don't know what to do. And maybe that was intentional, but if it was, it wasn't good. It just made it seem like the actors didn't know what they were doing, didn't know what they were meant to be doing, or just the script was just bad because there was nothing to fill it and no direction for them to do something to make it interesting or to keep your attention on screen. It was just awkward, and some of the shots they took, it didn't make sense, and they could have been cut, and it seemed like they just wanted to make this movie as long as possible to prolong our suffering. Next, there were a lot of characters that were introduced in this movie. We have our main group of cops, we have the mortician, we have, for some reason, some hipsters from, where were they from? Ohio? Maybe, I forget, man. Like, this movie wasn't good. It's like the 3 hipsters from Ohio. We have, for some reason, 3 kids that were in juvie. Or like this little juvenile hall that they have in this town. The hardware shop owner, the little gas station guy. Just like the really big cast of characters. And it's a cast of characters who all have stories that are either mostly left unfulfilled, or just they're kind of fulfilled, but it's not in a good way, in a satisfying way. A lot of these story arcs just had no arcs. A lot of them were just, here's this, they're here, and there they go. We don't know what the hell happened to them. It's another thing to just prolong the runtime of this movie. And it didn't make sense. Like, so much didn't make sense. Why this was even introduced. Like, what was the point of having these characters? You think they're going to serve a bigger purpose, but they don't really serve any purpose other than to prolong the movie and repeat the same dialogue over and over to really drill it in your head, but not in a good way. They just, in a very boring, like, we get it, can we just get on with the plot kind of way. So that was also fun. Bill Murray really disappointed me with this one. He was one of my big driving forces to see this movie, because Bill Murray in a zombie movie, it kind of reminds me of Zombieland, you know? Ha! Bill Murray! You know, this is gonna be fun. Bill Murray, his performance just wasn't that good. None of the performances in this movie were good. Like, it was a very stale movie. You'd think that maybe they were going to introduce some kind of dry humor. You know what? I can deal with that. I can work with that. But there was nothing. The humor was just void and not there. Granted, there were a few scenes that got genuine laughter out of me and the rest of the theater, but a lot of it was just silence and people just asking, WTF? I think Adam Driver actually had the most funny moments in the movie, which was very surprising, and good on you, Adam Driver. Give me some of those moments, but then again, Adam Driver also had moments that just kind of killed it, and not in a good way. It was just, I don't know, this movie, I feel like it shouldn't have made it this far, and that is very mean to say, but it just, I feel like it could have used more time to grow and actually become good. Towards the end especially, there is this kind of thing where they're trying to build up this fourth wall style kind of humor and comedy, but it's built up not very well, and it doesn't end up making a lot of sense. I don't know, man. They talk about the script, and you kind of have it early on where they're like, I love this song, it's the theme song, and, you know, trying to make some jabbing humor, but the other characters don't know what he's talking about, kind of, or they just kind of go along with it, but you can tell they don't really know or care why he's saying it. And then they just talk about how in the script, you know, I got to read the whole script. They go off about the script, and they talk about this guy who we don't know, we've never met, don't know anything about, just start going off about him, and it would have made more sense if they, throughout the movie, more than just at the beginning and the very end, to talk about this kind of fourth wall humor. If they had tried to bring this fourth wall humor throughout the movie, and they had him more talking direct to the camera or something, I don't know, it just built up very poorly, and it didn't make sense. The longer you watch this movie, the more you hope that it's going to get better. The more you pray that Bill Murray is going to pull out some comedy, that they're going to give it some really good jokes. But there's really nothing here. It's just not good, and the ending is extremely unsatisfying as well. And I get what they were trying to go with, you know, like, not all stories have happy endings. Sometimes stories just suck. Unfortunately, like, it wasn't just your ending that sucked for the story, it was your entire story that sucked for the story. And it's a bummer because I was very excited for this movie. Like I said, the cast was phenomenal, and you don't think they can go wrong with such a phenomenal cast. But it's like they spent all their money on the cast and paid no attention to the script, like the directing, how it ended up coming together with editing. It's like they just threw all their money at the cast and then didn't care about anything else. And now we're just left with this disappointment, and it's a bummer. So yeah, I just wanted to sit down and film my thoughts about this movie. I am really bummed, honestly, guys. I was very excited for this movie when I found out, like, right after work I was going to see it. I was very hyped, made my day, and then get done seeing it, like, what the absolute hell was that? I wanted to walk out of the theater, which, like, you don't do that at movies. You pay the money for the movie. You're going to sit through the whole movie, but I wanted to just leave the movie. It wasn't good. It took, I think, over an hour to actually get to any zombies that even showed up in the film. Like, the foreshadowing, the dialogue, it was just very... It wasn't good dialogue. It was very repeaty, so trying to drill it in, but not in, like, a good comedic way or a fun way. It's just kind of repeating themselves to repeat themselves. And it's like, the movie tries to use the rule of three, but it wasn't funny in the first place. So, I'm just disappointed. If you guys want to check out other videos from my channel, I'll leave them on the side for you. If you want to subscribe, see more potential movie reviews, do a lot of book reviews, talk about musicals, a bunch of fun, entertaining stuff, I'll leave that for you right here. My face that you can click on and subscribe. I don't know what else I was saying, but subscribe, please. I'm almost at 600. You can also hit the button down there and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos on Mondays and Fridays. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day/night. I'll see you later. Bye.